Hello, everybody, and welcome back to AM2. We are here for round 6 at Spa. It should be a good one. It looks like qualifying will be dry, but before we get into the action, we always look at our standings. So, first, we have our driver standings here. Again, Redog is no longer driving. He is still on the standing sheet, but he is now an AM1. So technically, your leader is Electric Blade, then Stubley P2, F7R P3, Orlando P4, Matt Duo P5, Nick Minty P6, Mail Carton P7, Fire Gab P8, Spanini P9, and MVD P10. And as we go into the constructors real quick, we got Aston Martin with a 7-point lead over AlphaTauri. Then we got Red Bull in third, Mercedes in fourth, Haas in fifth, McLaren sixth, Alfa Romeo seventh, Ferrari eighth, Williams ninth, and Alpine in 10th, but they did score their first points out last time around. So, as we go here, I'll introduce my co-commentator, Red Devil. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Mr. Bisholt. I'm doing good. Hello to everybody in the chat. We're here in Spot tonight, so I'm looking forward to an interesting race today. Gotta be I'm looking forward to a lot of overtakes, maybe mixed weather conditions as well around here. So, yeah, looking forward to the action tonight.
For sure. We have a little bit of a smaller grid tonight. One more driver than last week. But you know what? Just because we have less drivers does not mean the racing will be any worse.
Let's see here who's first on track. Looks like it's male. Uh, yeah, with I think Haas will be looking to get some points back this race. Definitely, both the drivers missing last time around. Think they only have one driver tonight on show as well, so hopefully he can make it count for the team.
Yes, yes, yes.
Also, reminder to everybody to go ahead and lock in your predictions for tonight. The prediction for today is how many different constructors are going to finish in the top five? Uh, Three, four, or five. You got three options. Go ahead and throw in your channel points to win some more. So gamble on yourself, and yeah, we'll see how the race goes. I think Mail is about to start his lap. Do you want to go through the lap, Schultz, or?
Sure. Exit out of turn one, barreling down, going to Eau Rouge here. This whole section should be flat out. Make sure to use all the track available to you. Heading down the Camel Straight, where the famous line of "Here comes Sebastian Vettel" was created. Down into turn 5, 6, and 7. Kisses the curb, but looks smooth so far. Now you're heading down to a very tricky braking zone of turn 8. You want to keep it close but off the curb for the most part. Use all the track on exit. Looking very clean for Mail so far. Very easy to invalidate on corner exit of turn 9 there. Also very easy to invalidate down here. But he looks like he's kept it through the track limits at the moment. As he's coming to the end of Sector 2 here, we'll see what his split time will be. It'll be a 1:14.1. Obviously purple sectors, as he is the first driver to be setting a lap. Laps around here should probably be high 41s to low 41s to high 42s for AM2, maybe mid 41s. But we'll see. Coming out of the last corner here, very tricky acceleration point, but he's going to set a 42.5 as the first lap on the board.
Fuse is coming behind in the Ferrari through Blanchimon, heading towards the bus stop chicane. He had a similar lap time of a 114 through the second sector, so we'll see what he is able to put up. He goes into second gear, short shift to third, about to cross the line, and it's a 142.3. Goes provisional pole. Stubley's up next. Looks like he's coming through the bus stop chicane, going to the line. He takes provisional pole with the 142.1. Let's see who else is ahead. I think Chaggerty is coming to the line, going to through the bus stop chicane. Opens up the DRS, crosses the line with a 143.3. That puts him in P4. See who's coming up next around here. Deathstorm, it looks like. He sets a 144.0, goes P5.
As it looks
I
like
think
Warren will be your next competitor across the line, as the track has gotten very busy now. Very tricky to get 3 laps in here, since the track is so long and tire wear is so high. You usually want to do a relatively slow out lap. As Warren gets a bit loose under acceleration and a 43.9 for his first lap.
the Alfa Romeo of Kane is going through Blom right now, and he's coming up to uh, the bus stop chicane. Goes a little bit loose there, but manages to get the car together. Crosses the line. Oh, oh, he's sets a 144.1 with goes P7. Think there's a Red Bull about to come across the line. Electric Blade goes P4 with a 142.9. Looking at Fire Gab here, he looks like he's invalidated. So he'll be looking to go back into the pits. See who else is on a hot lap. I think Chewy just completed one, and he sets a 142.9, goes P6.
As we'll go on board with F7R here. I think he's the lone guy out on the lap right there. As he sits at purple sector 1. But yeah, tire wear is very difficult around here. Not a very long race, but the track is so long. So it's probably about the same time frame as other races, but only 22 laps around here. As
Oh,
F7R
he invalidates.
invalidates.
Very
So
hard to go through no name there. You got to keep your car within track limits, but still carry a lot of minimum speed through that corner.
guess we'll jump on board with Orlando here. As he's found some clear track here. We'll see if his teammate in front of him gives him some tow down that final straight. But it doesn't look like it. Looks like he's on a move on to get back to the pits. And I mean, to be fair, you run more downforce here than you'd think you would. You'd think you'd be running very low wings because of how long some of the straights are, but you do need all the downforce you can get in the corners here. And I would personally do a mediums to hards or hards to mediums, but I know some people like to do either the softs onto the mediums or the softs onto the hards. Definitely wouldn't be something I would do because I am horrible with tire wear, but it is an option. As Orlando's going to come through the final corner here, see what type of lap time he sets. It's going to be a 42.9 to put him P5. So that's looking like a very good lap from Stubley so far. There's Fraggly. It's coming up to the final chicane now. Oh, when he gets a little bit of rear lock, he's going to try and complete the lap here. Definitely going to hurt his time there. A 45.6. But there's definitely time to gain that final chicane as you saw him lock up right there.
I think F7R is attempting another lap. Looks like the Mercedes driver, even though he's a little bit low on ERS and fuel, looks like. He's coming through Blanchimont right now.
And there could be some rain in the
Yeah.
forecast. It is Spa. We know in real life it loves to rain lots around here, so we'll see exactly if the rain starts to fall. It has definitely gotten a lot cloudier. Would not be surprised if it rains in the race as well. AM2 does seem to be the rainy division. I think we've only had one race so far this year without any rain, and I think that was last round. Or did last round get rain at the end there? I forget. Short-term memory loss. As mail
Yeah, I don't remember
invalidates.
as well. We got so many races that we're looking at. It's sort of hard to remember what's going on.
So I don't know if anybody's on the lap. Maybe Fuse, as he's invalidated as well. Very easy to do around this track because you got to push so hard to extract the lap time around here. His fire
Looks like
gab's on the lap. Looks like he got a little bit of slipstream from his teammate.
good first sector time for him with the 30-0. He'll be looking. He's been fighting for the pole positions with the Redog when he was around, so I'm expecting him to have a really good qualifying and start up at the top. And he invalidates
Then
again.
that
I believe
corner
it's through the
is,
same corner.
yeah, that
No
corner's
name.
catching everybody out.
That's very unfortunate. He'll want to come back in as soon as he can and get his lap in quick, even if it's not for pole position. He'll be looking to get somewhere up at the top, a competitive lap time to be able to challenge these guys at the front. If not, he'll be stuck starting from the back, which he probably don't want.
Yeah, I don't think starting from the back would be the complete worst here, only because I think turn one will be carnage. Um, but we will see. But yeah, the corner that everybody's invalidating in, it's so easy to invalidate because you got to push your car so hard into there to gain lap time. You basically got to drift it through there. So very easy to run wide.
Let's see how Sponini does here, and he negotiates it pretty well. He was up by I think a tenth or something going through the first sector, heading through Puan at the moment, heading up to corners 13, 14, I think, Campus and Stavolo. You gotta really throw your car around here, maximize the use of the curbs to get the best lap time. He's almost half a second up on his time, heading towards Blomchimon, up to the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, he's flying right now.
Yeah, I think it will put him in provisional pole position if he has a good final sector here. It's make or break here in the bus stop chicane. Looks like he has a good exit out of that corner, coming towards the line, and it's provisional pole with 141.9, 6 tenths faster than his initial lap time.
Very good lap from him right there. As Electric Blade has him validated. Looks like Fire Gap is maybe on a second lap here. We'll see. Is he blinking? No, he's not. So that means he's probably pushing here. We'll see. These guys must have been putting a lot of fuel in their cars if they can get 2 laps out of it. As we have
Looks
another
like
competitor.
yeah, he was finally able to join PS4 problems, but looks like Fire Gap is also pushing, and he's about to cross the line. So he finally gets his first lap in with a 142.9, puts him P8.
Well, it's better than starting P16 or 15, depending. So I'm sure he'll be happy to at least just get a lap in. 'Cause I don't know if anybody's on an actual lap right now. We'll
I
see.
think E. Warren is about to is starting his hot lap. He's heading towards Eau Rouge and Radion through the Kemmel Straight. Takes the shortest line possible through that corner. Opens up the DRS, heading through into Lecom. Yeah, very tight and tricky set of corners. Again, you would want to throw your car into that curb right there, but he chose to avoid it. Heading through Brussels into Brussels now. A very tight downhill braking zone. It's like a double apex around there. You gotta take good speed out of that corner. I think he's backed out a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he looks like he's backed out.
Apparently Deathstorm left the session, according to the chat. I don't know how
Uh,
true that is, but
Let me
I
send
wasn't
him
paying
another
enough attention.
invite. Oh, I don't see you, Mr. Deathstorm.
As Chaggerty puts in a nice lap to put him P5. Good so far for the Ferrari boys. As we got two competitors at the back of the grid, still not to set a lap time, but they are both on out laps here. As I'm trying to figure out who's come to the line here. Warren, but he's blinking, so he's not on a lap. Fire Gab will be on an in lap here with only 2 minutes left. Fire Gab will not get out in enough time, so that's qualifying complete for Fire Gab. I'm sure he'll be
look,
a little bit disappointed with that lap.
Looks like it's qualifying over for Deathstorm as well. As I don't see him online, and 2 minutes is not enough to get back in and get on with the lap. So, unfortunately for the Williams driver, he shall be starting no higher than P12.
As Orlando's coming out of the final corner with a 41.7. Very nice lap from the McLaren driver to put him on provisional pole. As
Looks
Mail
like,
Carton, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was just about to say, it looks like Mail has invalidated again. I'm not sure where, but his qualifying session is over as well. I think one of the first person to set a lap time will be F7 RJs in the Mercedes at the moment, I think. He's about even on his first sector, heading through into Brussels.
Going board with Fragile here. As he's going to come to the final chicane here. Hopefully he doesn't lock up like he did on his previous lap, because I'm sure there's plenty of time to gain. He locks up a little bit, but not nearly as bad as his last lap there. You can definitely tell he's not using ABS. He's going to cross the line only with a 45.1, which will keep him P14.
F7
Oh, and
RJs.
he just drives straight into the wall in turn one. Don't retire on track, sir. I think he might be trying to lose a tire. That is not allowed, as Fire Gab retires from the session, but that is in pit road. A little bit confused on what Fragley's was doing there.
F7 RJs is
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
into the bus stop chicane. He's about half a second up on his time.
As they say, you
About
can't park there, mate.
about to cross the line. He makes up a second, but that was only good enough for P7 with a 42.8.
As I'm trying to figure out who are on laps. We'll go on board with Electric Blade here. Looks like he's up. See if he can get any time in the final chicane here. Looks very smooth. Want to get on the power as early as possible. And he's going to set a 42.4 to put him up to P5. That'll be qualifying complete for him. As JDTV is going to have a one-shot quali here. We'll see where this lap puts him. Looks decent. 42.6 to put him P7. For a one-shot quali joining that late, that's a very respectable lap for the AlphaTauri of JDTV there. So
Stubley looks like he's about to come through to the final chicane. He was pretty even on his time, so he needs a mega final sector to be able to challenge for pole position, as he's across the line, and he is not going to improve. That's P3 for the Aston Martin driver.
as MVD puts a 42.7 on the board to move him up to P8.
Spunini, the closest challenger to Orlando at the moment, he's heading through Blanchimont. He is 2 tenths up. if he completes this lap, he'll probably come around Orlando's time, match it, or even beat it slightly. Hopefully, for his sake, he has a good exit out of the bus stop, heads into second gear, rides the curbs, goes into one, short shifts up to three, comes through the line. It's only good enough for P2 with a 141.8. Think with that, that's the end of qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Or is Zotic? Okay, Zotic is coming across the line. He finishes with a 143.4. That puts him up to P12. That's qualifying over.
Yeah, very interesting. We'll see when the race comes around if there's any rain or anything, but a full dry qualifying. I'm sure the drivers are happy about that. I'm sure the Alpines and the Williams aren't too excited. Not the best of qualifyings for them, but there's a 22 lap race ahead of us here, so plenty of time to make up positions.
Fantastic qualifying there, especially at the end. How close Bonini was to Orlando. The top two definitely looking like the class of the field at the moment.
For sure. Would you like to take us through the order here, sir?
Sure. So Orlando gets pole position for AM2 tonight with the 141.17. Spunini, the Alpha, goes P2. Stubbly, P3. Fuse, P4. Electric Blade in P5. Mail in P6. JD in P7. Chewy in 8. Chaggerty in 9. And F7R Jace rounds out the top 10. The Mercedes Fire Gap will be disappointed with his qualifying. Is only P11 with Zodic in P12. The Williams drivers, Warren and Deadstorm in P13 and 14, Kane in the Alpha in P15, and Fragilely rounding off the grid.
Here we have it, folks. We got 16 contenders this week for AM2, 22 laps, and it is raining. This is what you love to see. It's going to get hot for turn one here. This turn one usually gets a bit spicy when it's dry. It's going to get even more spicy while it's wet here, and going to be very tricky to go up Eau Rouge as well in the wet conditions. It should still be flat, maybe not on the first lap with dirty air in that, but we will see. AM2 is the rain division, as I say.
I don't think Origin ready on his flat. Yeah, I think it would be risking it to go flat on those in intermediate conditions, but we shall see. Yeah, it looks to be intermediate, doesn't it? Doesn't look like it's pouring rain for wet tires. It'll be interesting to see if anybody chooses to go onto the wets, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, so I'd be intrigued to see if any of those guys were on wet setups or not. Um, that'd be interesting, but AM2 is just hoping that next year's game they bring back. Oh, I think that's everything. Oh, what am I doing? As now it's lights out and away we go. As it looks like both Williams get away very well. They are usually very good in the rain, as we have Orlando falling back to P4 off the start there. Looks like nobody's had contact. It looks like everybody's still going straight at the moment, as Spanini gets the best jump. Stubbly up into P2. Orlando, the biggest loser, down into P5. As we have a
I think
VSC.
F7R also might have had a moment there. He's down in P15 and his car is in AI. I have sent him an invite, so hopefully he is able to join.
Gotta love EA. As it says, there are your possible strategies. We're not too sure if it's going to rain the whole race. We don't have that information in the booth, but we will just take it one corner at a time here. It doesn't look like it's raining that bad, to be fair, but still very tricky conditions. This track is definitely difficult in the dry. Gets even more difficult in the rain, obviously. But
Looking at
very good
the
start for Spanini.
Yes, for sure. Looking at the tires graphics, everybody looks like they're on the intermediate tires. Not surprising there. Uh, yeah, it looks like Fragile is probably the loser out of all of this. He's about 8 seconds behind
Uh,
the leader, so He is catching up though, so hopefully he can get back.
F7R does need another blade, sir.
I did send him a couple. Let me
As we are
send him
back to
another.
green, Spanini getting on the throttle too early. That's going to let Stubley capitalize here. We'll see if Fuse can capitalize on Spanini's mistake. A little too trigger happy right there, as it looks like Male Carton's going to lose a position as well. As the McLaren's going to go around, that's a very nice move from MVD right there to put him up into P7.
The Red Bull and the Ferrari going side by side.
Oh my, and
Fuse
there's
trying to double
contact.
overtake, and there's contact. Oh, Electric Blade going down and down the grid. He's down to P10. Unfortunately, he makes up a position and moves up to P9. But that's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver, as Panini
As
is able to overtake
as
Fuse.
MVD's got balls of steel, sending down the inside, hits his own teammate off the track, and now he's going to lose another position here. Maybe I would not be
Yellow's
going
out.
double file up our Rouge at this point of the game, as MVD might have damage. He looks
Looks
very
like
tight.
Kane and Chaggerty came together there. One of them, maybe the Ferrari driver is missing a front wing, but they're both stranded at the back of the grid at the moment, and it looks like Kane is not able to drive through Eau Rouge as he's cutting the corners, basically. Unfortunate for these two, as they are now at the back of the pack.
As these drivers just losing their heads in the rain, making some very questionable decisions there so far, but it's like they don't realize that there's 22 laps to go in this thing, especially the MVD and Orlando move. Teammates there.
Orlando is really struggling at the moment. I think he's gone for a dryer setup, and Deadstorm looking to make the move on the inside, going through Puan, but he keeps the position. Orlando is able to keep the position. We know Deadstorm loves the rain. He's been waiting for this. Hopefully, for his sake, he's able to capitalize. Orlando trying to get a move done on his teammate, getting him back for the move down into Lasos in turn one. And they're going side by side. Not sure what these guys are doing at the moment. Their engineers might be telling them not to fight, as looks like Orlando is going to complete the move on Chewy.
Yeah, this is looking like Hamilton Rosberg at the moment. Balls to the wall. They don't like each other. They're going for whatever they can grab. As Warren's going to go for a move around the outside on MVD here. Does not look like he's going to make the move work. Maybe trying to switch back here, but again, it's going to be hard going double file here into our Rouge. We'll see which one of them backs out. Warren thinks smarter of it, as he's going to get very tight.
As there's a change for the lead of the race, as Punini goes in down the inside into Lasos. Or Lacombe, sorry.
As you saw, he locked up the front tire there.
Oh, really? I did not notice that, but yeah, he does take the lead of the race. I think the three drivers at the top are kind of leaving the field at the moment. Tubley looks like he's struggling a little bit, or I don't know if it's just a mistake, but Fuse is all over the back of the Aston Martin driver at the moment. Sponini is trying to pull away from the pack.
Let's hope Hamilton and Rosberg can calm down here. Rosberg has fallen off. He is 1.4 seconds behind his teammate now.
Warren now going all over the back of the McLaren driver of Chewy. The Williams, it's the battle of the McLarens versus the Williams here at the back of the field.
As we all know here in AM2, the Williams do love the wet weather conditions.
Warren, they're going through too wide into Blanchimon. Warren decides to back out of it. Will he make the move going into the bus stop chicane? He's sending it down the inside.
And he's going to miss
the course. He misses the corner, misses the apex, rides the curbs, and takes out Chewy. He does not give the position back, though, as both the Williams have now passed the McLaren driver and up into 9 and 10.
Deathstorm just 4 laps in. Deathstorm's going to have a very busy week ahead of him so far in the AM2 division. as these guys are driving like they forgot how to drive all of a sudden. Not what you like to see. I know it's wet, but you still gotta try and be. What is this camera angle? The cleanest driver you can be.
Looks like Spunini is slowly starting to increase that gap at the top. It's now up to 1.2 seconds almost, back to Stubbly. So he is looking really impressive in the Alfa Romeo.
As
JD as well. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, just saying, Electric Blade trying to make a move on the outside of Fire Gap here. We'll see, is there room left? No, there is not, and that is wing off for Electric Blade. Another penalty might be coming here. Getting all
Uh,
these shots here, like I don't know what they're doing,
uh,
but very dirty driving so far this race. Only 4 laps in.
that was very optimistic move there, and not what you want to be doing, even in the dry, going into that corner, alone intermediate conditions. So I think, yeah, the drivers have themselves to blame there. Will be interesting to see if anybody goes ahead and goes into the pits for another set of intermediates. Not sure if it's going to dry up soon. So maybe someone will put on the one of the softer compound of tires or dry tires. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what these drivers do.
Yeah, I feel like we're back in Japan. I feel like all the progress they've made has just completely gone backwards. They've been so good the last few weeks. And it's just like they threw everything out the window and just decided, oh, you know what? We're just going to send it. And if we hit somebody, you know what? It is what it is, which is
Yeah, I
not
think
how
it
you like to
looks.
watch.
Yeah, but unfortunate there. But looks like both the Mercedes are into the pits along with Electric Blade. I'm not sure what problem F7R had. Maybe a change of wing for him as well. As Zodic goes into the pits as well. This moves Orlando up into P6, Warren and Deathstorm into P7 and 8, Chewie into ninth. Kane looks like he's in for into the pits with a 5-second speeding penalty as his reward. What have we made of this race so far, Mr. Reschultz? It looks very chaotic. Not the most cleanest of races in the rain, what do you expect? But yeah, who do you think is going to win from this point on?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I definitely say these front 3 are the cleanest at the moment. Um, But like, I'm honestly, I'm a little disappointed after the last few weeks we've had. We've had really good racing, and to just throw it all out the window here, it's just disappointing to see. Hopefully, they clean it up. I mean, we are only on lap 4, and I've probably seen already 3 or 4 incidents that could be called penalties. Um, so let's just hope they clean it up for the finish here.
Yeah, definitely not the cleanest race you'll ever see, but hey, it's entertainment, and I'm getting eating my popcorn here, watching this unfold for sure.
As we'll look
Uh,
at the tire graphic real quick. We only got, looks like 5 drivers that pit there. So we got Fire Gap, Electric, Exotic, F7R, and Kane. They are all on brand new intermediate tires here. We'll see who are the biggest winners and losers so far. We got both the Williams boys up 6 spots. And then we got Orlando down 5, the biggest loser so far, probably, as he was on pole. And Electric Blade down 6 positions as well, with him and Fire Gab, or no, him and F7R, sorry, or was it Fire Gab? Him and one of the
uh,
Mercedes came
my
together, which brought out the safety car, so he's dropped back a few spots as well.
it was Electric Blade and Fire Gap. Yeah, unfortunate for. I think Fire Gap was making a recovery too after a disappointing qualifying session. I think for him. I think he was back up to P6. I want to say. Unfortunate incident. I'm not sure who was at fault there, but we'll let the stewards do their job, and we'll try to bring you the best action going forward. Hopefully, it's much cleaner when the safety car does come in this lap. It's a long safety car, and with the rain, it's going to take it's going to take a longer time. So, uh, yeah, is what it is. But yeah, to everybody in the chat, use the Discord link if you've not joined the community yet. Come in and be part of this exciting season that we are having. Um, the link is in the chat. Thank you for posting that link there, Mr. Potty. And uh, feel free to join the community.
Yeah, we will see. Let's hope it cleans up. But I mean, you'd think we were with like two to go with some of the moves that are being pulled here, especially the McLarens coming together. That was very surprising for me. Usually teammates don't fight each other that hard, especially this early on. But it is what it is. Everybody's just got to keep their head down and continue the rest of the race here. Everybody
Yeah,
should be damage free for now. If they had damage, they most likely pit. So we'll see how this works, and we'll see how big of a jump Spanini can get on the field here.
the McLaren garage would definitely not be happy. Zach Brown is probably yelling at the side there, watching them collide. But yeah, it looks like the Williams definitely benefited off of them fighting with them making it past Chewy. Orlando doesn't look too comfortable at the moment for me. He probably has a dry setup on, maybe. He has been struggling. He is down 5 positions. So I'm not sure if he has the best setup for the conditions at the moment. Hopefully, we see we see a dry track going forward into this race, and he'll start to come into play. But for now, it looks like Spanini and Stubley, along with Fuse, are the class of the field at the moment in these conditions.
Yeah, as we'll see when Spanini goes here, as the safety car is in this lap. He's leaving plenty of space between him and the safety car, so he can go basically at any point. We'll see when he decides to floor it here. Hopefully, he doesn't get as loose as he did under the VSC restart. Looks like he's going to wait till after the chicane. Or no, it looks like he is gone. No, he's gonna. He is. He isn't. He is. He is gone now. As we are back to racing.
Looks like everybody got off clean there, going into turn one. That's a better start from these guys. Looks like Exotic and FSNR are coming together. Exotic is able to hold position on the Mercedes driver. We'll
As
be
you,
looking to make. Oh, as Exotic goes wide, going out of Eau Rouge and Radion and gets a 3-second time penalty. And
and
gradually looks like
another
he's retired from the
safety
session, and it's a
car.
safety car. Not entirely sure what happened there, but it looks like a driver error, and he's binned it going into Origin Radion. Probably carried too much speed going into those corners, and put it in the wall there. Hopefully, it was not a incident between him and Chaggerty or somebody else, but yeah, it looks to me like a driver error.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he probably tried to full gun it through Eau Rouge there and just. Um, I don't
Yeah,
want
lost the
to. I don't want
car.
to say lost talent, but the car probably just came up from underneath him there. Pulled the Nicholas
Yeah.
Latifi. We'll say that.
Will be interesting to see what these top guys do now. Like, if it's a full wet race, I'm assuming that they will do one stop for sure because I wouldn't risk taking one set of intermediates to the end of the race. So will be interesting to see if these guys choose to come into the pits right now.
Yeah, especially at this track. I'm not too sure what tire wear is in the web, but I know if it's anything like the dry, you could probably pit for a new set of inters here and go the rest of the way comfortably. But again, not too sure. Haven't done any inter running around here really. As Spanini seems like he's zooming. Surprised the Delta didn't make him slow down right there, but we'll see if any of these top guys dive into the pits.
No, looks like top three are staying out. Only Orlando going into the pits though, as well as E. Warren. Deathstorm choosing to stay out. Maybe team orders there.
as the McLarens are going to double stack here. MVD will probably lose. That's a no. That's another no, Mikey. No. McLaren just bad communication today. We'll see. I don't know if the double stack will hurt him that much. Um, but not a very good day so far for the McLaren boys.
Chewy, with that, double stack is now at the bottom of the field, down in P15. Uh, yeah, not too great, but they'll both the McLarens now do have a fresh set of intermediates and will be looking to climb their way up to the top of the field.
And as somebody said, we are only on lap 8, and there already has been 3 either VSC or full safety cars, so only 2 more before there's none left in the entire race. So,
If it was me, I wouldn't pray for a safety car. Not on this track. I mean, if it was Austria, I would have taken it, but in Spa, it just takes forever.
yeah, we were on lap 8, and I think we may have gotten 1 lap of racing. So, not a very exciting race so far. Sorry, everybody in chat. Obviously, we hope for better racing than this, but sometimes it's just the way it rolls. If you got a Twitch Prime sub available, that is free to sub to cost, and we greatly appreciate it. If not, you can always follow us. That is completely free. And then turn on notifications for wherever we go live. We go live Monday through Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, EU4 to EU1. Always, I think, 5 p.m. Eastern at the moment because of daylight savings time, 9 p.m. UK time. And then we have AM3, AM2, and AM1 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And those are all at 9 p.m. Eastern. As the safety car should be coming in this lap, maybe. Unless it hasn't been
I think
out
I,
for a lap yet.
I think this is the first lap, first full lap under the safety car.
Well, we're
So
going around
maybe
again.
uh, any safety car topics?
Well, we can talk about the
Uh,
first 2 races of the real F1 season, I guess.
well,
Um,
one word review from me is boring. Sorry to say, but I just don't want to see Max just winning it by 22 seconds, you know?
I mean, to be fair, he didn't win it by that much in Saudi. Perez, I
Yeah.
wouldn't I wouldn't say necessarily kept him honest, but I would
Mhm.
say to start the season, I don't think Perez will be under much threat. I mean, obviously they aren't gonna bin him if he keeps getting second place. They'd probably bin him faster if he kept winning and gotten Max's way, to be
Mhm.
honest. So I think
Oh, looks like
if
Fire Gap is just stopped on track there. Sorry to cut you off,
oh,
but
that's all good.
not sure what happened to him. He's down. He was just standing
Oh, he's
there on the
lost an end
track.
plate. His
Oh,
his
looks
right
like
end
he
plate is gone.
looks like he bent it in the wall or something. He's probably going into the pits at the end of this lap. And if the safety car comes in here, it's probably the end of the race for Fire Gap. I think more than anybody, he's the one who's going to be open for another safety car.
As the
Yeah,
safety
as
car should be in this lap, hopefully.
yeah. Uh, Talking about real F1 though, like I think especially in Jeddah, the battle at the end of the field was more exciting from P10 to P15 or something, with Magnussen holding everybody up for the Hulk. That was more interesting to watch than any other battle. I thought maybe Oscar and Hamilton had their moments, as well as Hamilton and Norris, but really not too much from the rest of the top 10.
Yeah, that was a Magnussen masterclass there to get Haas their first points of the season. But
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I gotta give Haas credit. Their race pace looks much stronger this year than last year. Very big jump. I don't think Williams so far is as fast as they were last year. Or they just haven't taken as big of a step. Logan Sargent's looked a bit better. Nothing like, Alex Albon standards. I think he just always
Mhm.
extracts more out of that car than there is. I thought Red Bull, Visa Cash App, or whatever their names were, I thought they were going to do a bit better this so far this season. They've been a bit eh. And then Kick is Kick. I don't see them getting many points this season.
Yeah, but like Potty mentions there, Ollie Behrman had a fantastic debut. I think to score, I think did he get 2 points? If I'm not mistaken, he got a
F-
P9 or a P10.
4, because he got P7, or is that 6 points?
Four is P8, so
Or 6 points.
whatever. I mean, a great debut from him. Not easy to debut in the Ferrari. So, yeah, looks like the safety car is in. So Spanini, he is going, and he has a good start off the line. Looks like everybody at the back doing good too as Fire Gap goes into the pits.
Oh, as the Haas, more dirty. I wouldn't, I mean, yeah, I'm going to say that's dirty driving. Sends it down the inside of turn one. It hits JDTV. Nothing JDTV can do there.
The Alpha Tori, I think, has spun. JD is he has no front wing at the moment. That's unfortunate for him
Another
because he's
penalty
having
may
such
be
a good
coming
race.
here. These guys, I don't know if they think they're driving in the dry conditions or what, but some of the sends are very questionable. Very, very dirty race so far, unfortunately. Deathstorm and his team of stewards are going to be very busy this week. As that's unfortunate for JD because he was doing a pretty good race. Remember, only put that one qualifying lap in because joined us late, and then nothing he could have done there. Just got completely driven into.
Yeah, I'm pretty unfortunate for the Alpha driver. But Warren, with his fresh tires, makes a move and goes into P10. F7R also making some moves and is now up to P11. As Spanini has another fantastic start, he's up by 1.2 seconds as Electric Blade goes past the Ferrari a fuse.
That was a very nice move by Electric Blade right there. Good comeback for him so far, as he was the driver to cause the safety car before, as he got put in the wall. So very good comeback for him so far at the moment. As I'm trying to get to the right positions, but I'm misclicking the buttons here. Oh, as very loose for Kane there. Great save. We caught that. He's looking very loose as he cuts the final corner completely, which may have been the smart move there to not take anybody out because he completely missed the braking zone. Gonna fall all the way to the back there, but very good driving by him to not take anybody out right there. As Orlando's gonna send it down the inside. Another send, but that one looked much cleaner than the rest, as I think it's E. Warren. We're gonna have a 3-wide action here, as Warren is going to sneak through up into P8.
Looks like Electric Blade is lining up a move on Stubbly here for P2. Right behind the Aston Martin driver, but he stays behind.
As Orlando looks like he's gonna make his way past E. Warren again. They are fighting hard, that is for sure. Lots of bumping and banging around here. As Warren, I definitely think is faster than Orlando, as we do think Orlando's on the dry setup, but as it looks like F7R is going to go for the send. I don't know if he made contact. It looks like he is not going to make the move there.
And as you're saying that Electric Blade goes past Stubbly into P2, past him through Brussels, I think, and he's hunting down the Alpha of Sponini. He's looking extremely quick at the moment as he's dropped Stubbly by a second, and he's catching up to the Alpha driver at the front of the field.
As the rain seems to be still just as much as started. Doesn't look like it's getting any lighter. Doesn't look like it's getting any worse. But Electric Blade is on a mission. I don't know if he's burning ERS or what, but he is definitely the fastest driver out on track at the moment.
I'm just gonna say that looks like the Red Bull has the least ERS out of the top three
That
at
would
the
make
moment.
sense because he did pass or get past quickly
Oh,
as
he gets
he.
a fantastic exit out of the bus stop chicane and gets the position before heading into Lasos and is now at the lead of the race. Spanini, after a fantastic start, is now down into P2. He'll be looking to keep up at least with the Red Bull driver here, but looks like Electric Blade is got a brilliant exit out of Lasos there, and it's already about 7 tenths ahead of the Alpha driver.
As you were commenting that, we got a great battle back here in the, I'd say from P7 to P10. These guys are scrapping for every little position that they can get here. As that's not a very good camera angle, but we're going to stick with it, I guess. As Orlando, I think, has the pass down on Exotic. As these gentlemen are fighting for every little scrap that they can.
Deathstorm having a fantastic race here, battling now with the pass of Mail. He's up 8 positions so far. Also, I think he lagged out of quali, so he's made a fantastic comeback. And
Everybody hold your breath. Are they going to make it through? They are going to make it through. Sorry to cut you off there, but we had some very interesting side-by-side racing.
that was a fantastic move by Warren through Puan. That was bold and aggressive driving, but very respectful between the two drivers. Great to not come in contact there.
As I definitely think Warren is the fastest out of this pack. He is basically pushing these guys. As there's a very big snap by Exotic there. Very good save from him. But that is definitely going to lose him some time here. I don't think MVD is going to have anywhere to go here. As Warren does have a 3-second time penalty, so does Exotic. That's definitely going to hurt them in the end. As we got MVD being very aggressive again, as he has been all race. Much cleaner this time, though.
Orlando has caught. Deathstorm is making a move on Mail around the outside of Lasos, and he is able to hold that position. He's up into P5. Great drive from Deathstorm here, and now he's hunting down the Ferrari of Fuse in P4. Mail gets a little loose here.
What a save.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But Deathstorm is using all his ERS at the moment, so hopefully he does. As Orlando is trying to go around the outside of Mail there, and he gets a little loose and concedes the position. JD all alone at the back there sets the fastest lap of the race. Looks like Electric Blade is having a fantastic race at the moment. He's up by 2 seconds to Spanini, and he is looking really comfortable up here at the top.
Gotta remember, Electric Blade did pit as well, so he does have the freshest rubber, so he should be good to the end. Spanini, Stubbly, Fuse, I'm pretty sure Death, all have not pitted so far, so they are on the older rubber. I'll be intrigued to see if they can get those tires all the way to the end.
Yeah, from 2 to 6, they're on 12 lap old intermediates. Electric Blade is on 8s. The rest of the field are on, most of them are on 5, except Zodic in 8 and Chaggerty in 10. Looks like F7R makes a move on Zodic for P10. Warren is again able to get past Orlando for P7.
As a beautiful save from that Ferrari while we were on board with him. Lots of people getting loose, lots of great saves out there. As the race has calmed down just a hair, which is what you like to see. As I say that, Warren gonna dive to the inside there. Looks like he's gonna make the move. Warren is definitely feeling good in the wet right now as he gets past. Williams boys having a great day in P5 and P6. As we said at the top of the show, they love the wet conditions. Warren, though, may get hurt by that time penalty as Mail zooms past him, as it looks like Orlando is going to get past as well. We'll see. Can Orlando make a move on Mail? He's going to try. We'll see. Do they give each other enough room? Oh, they do. A little bit of a touch there, but I'd say that's more just a racing incident. Nobody got spun. That's just hard racing. As Warren is going to get the move done on Orlando. As it looks like Stubbly's catching Spanini. Spanini might be falling off just a tad there. But great drive for Deathstorm so far. As the both Williams boys really, they started pretty deep in the field today. So great drives from them so far. As Warren is just pushing his competitors along. As Warren is quick right now, we'll see if he can get around Mail. Mail is lagging a little bit left or right, but it looks like it's settled down. We'll see, can any of these drivers make a dive into the last chicane? Looks like they're all going to stay single file, which is probably smart. As Deathstorm has caught Fuse, as Electric Blade is still just pulling away, as of course, I missed the overtake. No, they're still side by side. And it looks like Mail is going to hold the position. Oh, maybe not. Warren, a much better exit, but then he gets so loose. Got on the throttle a little bit too gracious there. He's going to lose a spot. We'll see if he loses a spot to Orlando down into turn 5. As he is going to. I'm guessing Orlando's on the button here because that was a very easy move. As so far, the 5 constructors is the winner in the poll at the moment, but still plenty of laps to go. Because I don't know where my co-commentator's gone, but I'm talking to myself here.
Oh, apologies for that.
No, that's okay.
uh,
The chat doesn't like my voice that much. They don't want to hear me all the
uh,
time.
I started to cough, so I just mute
Uh,
myself and I completely forgot. But GRS is enabled.
so that means the track has got dry enough. It still does look like it's spitting, but that makes the race a lot more exciting.
Let's see who does choose to pit now. Will Electric Blade come in? It's also tricky for the Williams boys because they look like they had the wet setup on. So not sure how they'll be in the dry as the Red Bull driver heads into the pits for a fresh set of probably soft tires or mediums. As Stubbly chooses to stay out another lap. So does Deathstorm here.
As I know,
It's an interesting call.
well, I know DRS is enabled, but it is still raining, and the track does not necessarily look dry. So we'll see
Well,
what the correct strategy is.
you gotta consider this track. It's a long track before you pit, and in a couple of sectors, it could dry up. It could be bone dry before Stubbly goes through that middle sector. So you never know. So looking at the tire graphic here, Electric Blade and Spanini go on to the softs with 6 laps to go, or 7 laps to go. Probably the best strategy here. But the rest of the field looks like they're are going out on a set of mediums, except Fire Gab, who's pit for a fresh set of stops. The top 5 choosing to stay out for another lap, and now I think it looks like it's completely dry.
Yeah, mediums with 6 laps to go is a very interesting strategy, but we'll see where it all shakes up. Yeah, the track looks like you just snapped your fingers and it's magically perfectly dry out there. So these front few are definitely gonna lose
Yeah.
the time here.
It'd be interesting to see how far behind Stubbly comes out, or if he's able to keep the position, because he's looks like he's sliding around at the moment. Deathstorm is losing time to Stubbly though. He's about 6 seconds behind now. He was about 5, I want to say. He's lost a second going through this lap.
Yeah, I would definitely say Stubbly is I'd say he's probably gonna be coming out close to 10 seconds behind, as Electric Blade seems to be only around 10 seconds behind him at the moment.
Yeah, he's at a fastest or a purple sector too here, I think. Him and Spanini are flying at the moment. Yeah, not sure if it was the right call from Stubbly. We shall see as Kane picks up another penalty in this race. He's just racking up the penalties right now. He's up to, what, 6 seconds at the moment, I think. He's already served one 5-second penalty. As Electric Blade is already past him going into turn 1. Spanini as well. Will be interesting to see how many positions he loses here.
Yeah, Stubbly's definitely going to lose a bit here, but Electric Blade, I mean, it looks like it's his race to lose at the moment. As long as he keeps it clean, he definitely looks like he's got the most pace. And you got to remember, earlier in this race, he was in the side of a wall. I mean, I was surprised he didn't lose a tire, to be 100% honest, but very, very good recovery drive from him so far.
Stubbly here, he's back all the way back 3.6 seconds. He was about like a second behind Spanini, I want to say, before heading into the pits. Now he's about 4 seconds behind the Alpha driver. Spanini will definitely feel comfortable with this gap, and he's probably looking to get his first podium here in contest speed.
As Mail with slapped with a 3-second time penalty. So Death, I mean, he will have one lap fresher tires, but he's not looking in a horrible spot, as there are a few cars with time penalties ahead of him. I know he's a lot better in the wet than the dry, so we'll see where it all shakes out. But that'll be interesting to see, as Fuse is catching Stubley.
To be honest, Fire Gap is having a good comeback. He was down before the set of pit stops, but he's now well within the reach of the points here. He's about few seconds, I think, behind the his teammate of F7R. If they can work together, once he catches up, they'll might be able to get some decent chunk of points here today.
Yeah, his Fuse is low on ERS, less than 10%, but he does set the fastest lap as there was a lockup. I don't know if that was from the Aston or the Ferrari, but I think Stubley is struggling just a bit as Electric Blade still holds about a 3-second lead. As Fuse is going to have DRS here and make the pass relatively easy, I would say. I don't see why Stubley would fight this too hard with still 4 laps to go. But Stubley might be burning here. Not as easy as a pass as I thought it would be originally.
I think he's letting him through at the moment. He knows he is low on ERS, so he'll be looking to gain a few, get his battery back up, and then make the move because, yeah, Fuse is just struggling with ERS. But looks like he's not having a good race as well, Stubbly, to be honest. He's spinning, or he's losing the car in the dry here, so it will be interesting to see how this plays out.
As Deathstorm is on the back of Exotic here. Just
And also,
not
we
a
say that Kane has retired from the session, unfortunately. Not sure what happened, but I think he retired in the pit lane.
as another time penalty goes F7R's way. So we're looking lots of penalties so far. I mean, this track is relatively easy to get a warning or a penalty. So
Not
we'll go back on
too many
board
battles
with
going on at the track at the moment.
Stubley here. We'll see. He's not going to send it down the inside. Blocks up the tires again. Looking to struggle just a bit in the dry at the moment. But we're going to go on board with Deathstorm here, see if he can make anything happen. As it looks like
Not,
MVD is going to get past Chaggerty. We'll see. Can Chaggerty get the switchback done? Probably not, because MVD does somehow get the DRS.
so, to be fair, Zodek has had a steady race as well. He's kept it within in the points throughout the race. He's kept his car clean, and we'll be looking to keep the position here on Deathstorm. But Deathstorm with the DRS is not able to close in as much as he would have liked. He throws his car going into,
Oh,
oh, there's contact there, and he
contact,
loses
yeah.
a couple of positions. Both Zodic and Deathstorm lose out to F7RJs. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. He makes a fantastic move to go past the Williams and the Alpine.
As I'll
As
say, another one bites the dust.
Deathstorm finally goes past Zodic up into P9, who's now trying to fend off Chewy and Chaggerty behind, and Fire Gab as well.
As Spanini has caught Electric Blade a little bit within almost 2 seconds now, but is it too little too late? I think
Yeah, with 3
Spanini's
laps to go, he is catching him up.
by like a really good amount, to be fair. I think Spanini's definitely the faster driver at the moment. It's just, is there enough time left? It definitely looks like there will be. All he needs is that DRS.
Yeah, he is definitely flying at the moment. With every lap, these drivers, remember, are getting faster and faster. The track is coming to them. And yeah, he's catching up to Electric Blade here. He's caught up almost a second and a half
Oh.
with within 4 laps. So let's see if he can catch up behind his DRS with 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go.
As they're going to start getting racy. As I tried to get on board with that move, but I clicked the wrong button. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But Spanini is catching. Not quite yet, but there is only 3 laps to go. We'll see as MVD gets a time penalty.
Stubbly still holding off Fuse for the moment. I think Fuse does have a penalty, so he'll be just looking to use Fuse and keep the podium position. I think not battle too hard. It's he's behind by 2.5 seconds with 3 laps to go. Yeah, not sure if he'll be able to catch up.
As Deathstorm's definitely going to be angry about that contact with Exotic earlier, because that lost him 2 positions basically, because him and Exotic were clear. And then that contact let F7R2 come through, and now MVD to come through as well.
Orlando is looking to make a move on Kane going into Blanchimont. He does make the move. He's low on ERS. Mail looking to get him back. He's weaving a little bit, but decides to stay behind Orlando. I think a wise move there. He'll be looking to make the move going into the Camel Straight.
As we have 2 laps to go here, Spanini's so close to that DRS. As Exotic cuts the corner again, and
Oh, he's
he
in the wall.
might be out there. Not a very good showing from Exotic there.
Just as I said, he was having a good race. I
As
feel bad for the
Spanini
guy.
is there, ladies and gentlemen. Is he going to try and make the pass? He's not. Maybe a smart move. Going to keep the DRS for the final lap. As long as he can stay within a second here, we'll stay on board with
This
this battle.
This is getting spicy, guys. Who do you think is gonna
As
come out? As JDTV decides to retire, I'm thinking in the pits. So he's had enough of this, and yeah, unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver.
as Deathstorm back in his favorite position, P11, he should jump back up into the points as long as he stays within 3 seconds of these drivers, as they do have time penalties. But Deathstorm's day basically went from great to not so great as soon as the clouds parted ways.
Warren is looking to keep the position. F7RJs is hunting him down. Both low on ERS, so not sure what this outcome of this battle is going to be. Stubbly as well will be looking to make the move going into the Kemmel Strait and into Lacombe. But the battle we are interested in is at the top of the field as Bonini is there going into the final wrap of the race.
Yeah, I think Spanini definitely has the straight line speed on Electric Blade, as Electric Blade probably made a tweak to his wing under the wet pit stop. I don't know if he tweaked it back, but Spanini definitely caught on the straights, not as strong in the corners, but he is definitely going to make this pass down the Camel Straight, as he's going to have DRS as well. We'll see. Is it going to be enough? It is at the moment. We'll see. Can Electric Blade somehow get him back throughout this final few corners? It's going to be very tricky with no DRS straights left to come. All technical sections. We'll see if Electric Blade can push Spanini into a mistake.
As Stubbly gets past Fuse for P3 on track as well. Electric Blade does not have a lot of ERS left. Spanini is well over 20%, so he'll be looking to keep the position and get his first victory here in Contest to Speed. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Other battles on the field. It looks like Warren has lost it and is uh, yeah, looks like he is down and moving very slowly through the second sector. Not sure what happened to the
Maybe out
Williams
of
driver.
fuel. He may be
Oh,
out of
he
fuel.
is
I'm
out
not
of
I'm not
fuel.
too sure, but that's what it might look like, because he's still driving slow. So either he's NAI or he's out of fuel, but I'm going to guess out of fuel because he is crawling back. But we'll see. Can Electric Blade make a move into the final chicane on Spanini? This would be Spanini's first win of the season, I think.
I think Electric Blade is too far. Unless Spanini makes a mistake here. He looks like it's the Alfa Romeo who's going to cross the line. And to take his first victory here of the season and contest of speed is Panini. Electric Blade throws the car into P2 and Stubbly gets P3. Uh, yeah, so Fuse gets P4, Orlando P5 with Mail in P6. And then that's a huge gap to the field with F7R and P7. Chewy in P8. Fire Gab making a good comeback into P9, but loses out with penalties. So Chaggerty gets that position. Unfortunate for the Williams again. They had a strong showing, but only end up in P11 with the Deathstorm in 11 and Warren in 13, split by Exotic in 12.
I feel so bad for Deathstorm. 11th spot for him again. That does seem to be his favorite finishing position, and he looked so strong in the wet there. And Warren just running out of fuel would be my guess. This is so unfortunate.
Yeah, I think he's just crawling to the finish line. Unfortunate for the Williams team. What could have been for them, but it's Alfa Romeo who gets and Spanini who get the last lap, and they have maximum points here. I think. I'm not sure who got the fastest lap, but driver of the day goes to Electric Blade. I will be sending out invites if you want to take uh, the results.
Okie dokie. So we have. I'm just going to take a screenshot real quick and then I'll go through them. Just because I have to. Just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, then I'll take us through the final results here. Okie dokie. So we have Spanini as your winner, Electric Blade P2, Stubbly P3, Fuse P4, Orlando P5, Male P6, F7R P7, MVD P8, Chaggerty P9, Firegab P10, Deathstorm his trusted P11, Exotic P12, Warren P13, JD P14, Kane P15, Fraggly rounding out the grid. Do not be surprised though if this order gets shaken up a lot, as we saw so many incidents. Would not be surprised if this order is shaken up in the slightest. Spanini, I don't think was in any incidents, so he should be pretty locked up as the winner. But I'd say the top three in general. Um, but yeah, very interesting race. A little bit of an aggressive race.
Very well.
Not the cleanest race, but there it is. As we will go to the interviews.
Yeah, I mean, in the wets, it's pretty hard to get a full, a clean race. But I think these guys did well. A couple of moves were questionable, obviously, but yeah, we shall wait for the drivers to join.
And if you want to run interviews today,
Sure, I can. But yeah, we'll just give them a moment to join.
just gotta pay out the
Hopefully.
prediction. I gotta figure
Five
out.
different constructors as well. So yeah, a lot of
Is that
different
what it was?
guys. Yeah, I think so, right?
I'm gonna
I
make
mean,
a.
you were the one who
I'm
did
gonna.
the results.
I'm gonna check just to make sure. We don't want to be paying out the wrong number here, but we will see. We had. Why is it opening in this? Ay, ay, ay. As for prediction, we have one, two, three, four. Yes, five different constructors. So if you voted five different constructors, you are a winner. As I'm trying
Just
to figure out how to
waiting
pay
on.
out this prediction, I promise you. I don't know how to do it since I'm technically not the owner. Um, but I promise you, I'll figure it out.
Unfortunately, looks like Stubbly is unable to join. Oh, he's here. Hopefully, he's able to hear us. If you can, I think we'll start off with you, Stubbly.
Hey, there we go.
Ah, awesome. Yeah. Back into the podium again. How do you think the race went for you? Looked like you could have fought for the win, but unfortunately, that didn't pan out. So yeah. How do you think the race went?
I think it went. I don't know. I think it went all right. I was a little upset because Mark. I mean, he's not reliable in the first part, but he. I definitely kept asking when the rain would stop, and he was like, "Oh, 10 minutes," and then 15, 20 minutes pass, and now it's still raining. So, unfortunately, I kind of got screwed over by the two VSCs and the two safety cars right at the start. So that kind of gave a chance for the back markers to pit onto fresher and faster tires. So they gotta. I mean, congrats to Electric Blade. He had, or oh, it wasn't even him who won. Oh, oops. But he still did really good. Again, shout out to Electric Blade and Spinini. They both had incredible races. But yeah. So unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, great race from you as well. I think at one moment I saw the GRS was enabled and Electric Blade and Spanini, I think, went into the pits. Was kind of surprised that you didn't pit. Did you feel like it was still wet out there? That's why you went out for another lap on those intermediates, or was it just because you thought, okay, maybe I'll try and do an undercut or something, overcut or something like that. Well, what was your thinking behind that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, totally thought the track was still pretty wet. I mean, I was still seeing rain spots on my screen, so I
Mhm.
thought it was a little too early. I thought it was a lap too early, but like halfway through that lap where both of them pit, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely dry. It's dry conditions now, so I don't know. I thought I would take the risk, see if it would work, and unfortunately it didn't. But I mean, if it did, that would have been awesome. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, can't have everything go your way, but it was still a great race from you. So congratulations. Schultz, do you have any questions for Stubbly here?
I do not.
Well,
Oh,
I
Sorry.
all right.
appreciate it, boys.
So
I
good,
appreciate
good,
it.
good race.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, congratulations. Let's move on to our P2 finisher here, Red Bull driver Electric Blade. Congratulations on P2. First, I gotta ask, what happened with you and was it a fire gap there in the Mercedes in the first stint? I think. Did you guys come together? Did you lose a wing? What happened there?
Went for a pass all around the outside, and I was still pretty like halfway alongside his car, so like, I figured he'd leave me room, but he didn't, and squeezed me into the wall, broke part of my wing, got him in the wall, and broke his wing too. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, but still a great comeback from you in the second stint there. After I think it's probably the second safety car. I'm not too sure, but you just stormed through the field and took the lead. At the moment, you look very comfortable. Were you running maybe a sort of a wet setup over the dry? Is that why you had such good pace in the wets, or was it because you were just faster than everybody else?
I was definitely running a wet setup, and I had fresher tires, so I think that helped a little bit. But definitely a wet setup. That's how Spanini caught me, and I wasn't able to do anything near the end, so had no speed.
Yeah, definitely looked like he had more straight line speed over you at the end there. But great comeback though. Anything else? I think you take the outright lead in the championship now. So yeah, that must be great. Do you think with the upcoming tracks you can still keep the lead going into mid-season?
Always hoping. I guess we'll just have to see how it turns out.
Yeah, definitely. But another fantastic drive back in the podium. So congratulations on that. Any questions from you there, Schultz?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered it all. Just great race. Well, great
All
comeback
right.
drive for sure.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. Let's move on to our race winner, Spanini. Fantastic drive from you here today. I think this is your first podium here in Contest of Speed. First win. You've had some really good qualifying, but you haven't been able to translate it to a podium or a race win. Today, I think everything came together for you. How did you feel the race went for you today?
Yeah, I mean, can't really ask for a better race. It's honestly, I'm happy that I finished the race considering how I started the season. But no, at the beginning, I had a good launch. I think setup wise too. I didn't go super intermediate. I was like in between dry and intermediate like setup. So I felt like I was like decent speed in the wet and then decent speed in the dry towards the end. That's what kind of helped me. But yeah, the whole beginning of the race, Stubby kept me on my toes. I was making sure I wasn't trying to make mistakes. And then out of nowhere, yeah, I saw Electric Blade come up, and I saw that it was just way faster than me. So nothing much I could do to him there. But then when the track dried up, I've been in a similar situation before where I was wondering, do I stay out? But I saw DRS enabled. I saw Electric Blade go in. And I was like, you know what? I feel like he made the right move, so I followed him in. And yeah, the undercut really helped us. And then as the track dried up, I could tell that Electric Blade was running on the wet setup, so I had a ton of speed to just easily overtake him on the final lap. But good driving from both Stubbly and Electric Blade.
Yeah, for sure. I think you had a pretty clean race. No incidents, no mistakes. Maybe one or two coming out of the corners. Maybe a couple of lockups. But other than that, you drove a very clean race. And yeah, I think hopefully you can make a comeback in this championship. What do you think of the upcoming tracks? I think we have Baku next, and then Miami. Do you think you'll be competitive and try and go for more wins and podiums in the upcoming races?
I don't think I've raced Baku for over a year, so I have no idea what to expect of that. And then Miami is also not a great track for me. I also not raced that in a while, but um, we'll give it a go. Again, just trying to finish races at this point. I've been really upset how because I don't really DNF, and then two DNFs in a row was kind of bad. So I was like, all right, we got to at least finish the races. So I've been trying that, but I mean, the main thing for me is I've been learning to push a bit more, and the problem with pushing a bit more in the race is you spin out. So that's
Mhm.
something I'm trying to find the balance between. But hopefully we can give it a good go.
Yeah, I think definitely last two races you've done really well. I think Monza P4, if I'm not mistaken, and a
Yeah,
victory here. So congratulations. Any other questions here for our race winner, Mr. B. Schultz?
I think nope is the only word in my vocabulary right now, but no, not really. Great race. Yeah, great race from the top three altogether, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations again to you, Spanini. Congratulations to our top three. And with that, I think we can conclude the interviews. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. If you've not joined Contest to Speed yet, make sure to drop in on Discord and also follow us on Twitch. And I think tomorrow we're with EU1. I think it's at 9 UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then we got AM1 at 9 p.m. Eastern. I think it's about 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. In the UK. I'm not too sure. But do catch us tomorrow. And yeah, with that, I think we can conclude the stream. Right, Mr. B. Schultz?
I think so. So until next time, everybody, make sure to keep your car on the track.